Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's actually here. The new Tonex pedal by IK Multimedia. And I'm very excited about this, I really am. I've had this pedal in my studio for a couple of weeks now, so I'm happy to finally be able to share this with you all. In this in-depth review, I'm going to show you all what this pedal can do. We're also going to compare the sound of this pedal to one of my real amplifiers. I'm going to share a free tone model with you all, and I'm also going to talk a little bit how I'm using this pedal in my own recording setup. And to be honest, this pedal has already completely changed the game for me personally. I'm very excited, so let's dive in. So in case you've been living under a rock, what is Tonex by IK Multimedia? Well, Tonex is a recently released app that you can load into your computer or as a VST in your DAW, and it basically allows you to capture or profile your own amplifiers, so tube amps, solid state amplifiers, but also drive pedals and stuff like that, and then use those tones whenever you desire, however you desire, in that software platform. And those captures are called tone models in the IK Multimedia world. And Tonex makes those models of your gear through their AI machine modeling technology. And honestly, Tonex sounds really close to the real deal. It's really impressive. Now, of course, there are already some devices out there that also make captures or profiles of your amplifiers or pedals. We've got the Kemper, of course, and the Quad Cortex. But those capture methods exist in the hardware realm only, and the level of accuracy for the profiles and captures on those devices tends to vary a little bit. So the captures aren't always super accurate. Now the Tonex software can be used as a plugin, which is very cool. It makes stuff like reamping very easy, and it's just great to be able to have the captures of your own amplifiers in your DAW at a few mouse clicks away. I've already done a bunch of videos on the Tonex platform that I recommend checking out. I'll post some links in the comments down below. In those videos, I basically compare some tone models that I made of my amplifiers and compare them to the real deal, as well as share those tone models on ToneNet. So you can download those tone models for free on ToneNet, which is basically a sort of network by IK Multimedia where people can share their own tone models and presets. So now, with this pedal, Tonex enters the hardware realm. Now, a lot of people are very hyped and excited about this product, as am I. A couple of weeks ago, some pictures and details on this pedal were leaked, which is a shame, but what are you going to do? Anyway, so that means that you can take your Tonex captures and presets with you anywhere around the world in this compact little pedal. And in my case, it basically means that I can capture the sound of my own amplifiers into this little box and take it with me anywhere I want. And look at the size of this thing. I mean, it's definitely not huge. It has a very nice size. Let me compare it to my hand here. And I also think that it looks nice. It looks great, very sleek. And it's absolutely a very sturdy metal box. So I can use this pedal for a bunch of different things. Anything I can think of, basically. I can record through it. I can also plug it into a power amp and use it to play through a real cabinet. I can jam through this on my PC and use it as a sound card through USB. Whatever you can think of, basically. It's a very versatile pedal. And it's obviously the ideal version of Tonex for the gigging musician. No computers, no laptops, none of that. Just put your presets and tone models into this pedal and you're good to go. Now, one thing to note is that you cannot use this pedal to create your own tone models. For that, you're going to need the Tonex app on your computer. Now, I've already incorporated this into my recording rig in a cool way, and I'll discuss that later in the video. Now, you're probably wondering how much this pedal will cost, and the list pricing as of right now is $399, which in my opinion is a very good price. However, when you buy this pedal, you also get the full version of Tonex alongside this pedal, so that's Tonex Max. So if you don't own the Tonex software yet when you're buying this pedal, no worries, you get it for free with this pedal, so that's amazing. And that version of Tonex comes with like 1,000 tone models or so that's a lot of stuff to start with. You also get the Amplitude 5 full software with this for free, so that's also great. And by the way, you can use Amplitude 5 alongside Tonex and load your Tonex models into Amplitude 5. And of course, this pedal also comes with a power adapter as well as a USB cable. And the pedal comes in this little box over here, a nice box, and on the back it has all the details and stuff like that. So what can this pedal do? Well, you can store up to 150 presets and tone models onto this pedal. So that's amplifier tone models or pedal tone models, whatever you like basically. And you can also load your own impulse responses onto this pedal alongside the tone models. You can also load the regular Tonex cap models into this pedal alongside the tone models. Or you can use the built-in VIR cabinets, and those allow you to also change the microphones and the microphone positions. And you can also switch those around and switch the cabinets from one preset to the other and stuff like that, so it's very flexible in that regard. And this pedal also allows you to switch on or off all the cabinet sounds globally. So for instance, if you want to use this pedal for direct recording, just turn the cabinets on, and then when you're going to play those same captures through your real cabinet and a power amp, you just turn the cabinets off globally. And just as in the Tonex software, this pedal also features a noise gate, a compressor, and a reverb. All fully adjustable. So anything that you can adjust in the Tonex software can also be adjusted inside this pedal. The newly updated version of the Tonex app lets you easily upload your presets and tone models into this pedal. Just hook it up via USB and you're good to go. And then you can basically drag your presets or tone models directly onto the Tonex pedal. And the app also allows you to check and update the firmware of your pedal very easily. Oh, and like I said before, you can also use this pedal as your audio interface through USB, so that's also a cool extra feature. And don't forget that you also get access to the ToneNet cloud, in which people have already uploaded over 6,000 tone models of their own gear. And that community is going to continue to grow and grow, so that's a very cool thing as well. Some more technical specifications. The pedal has ultra low noise 24-bit 192 kHz converters, 5 Hz to 24 kHz frequency response, and the 123 dB dynamic range offers incredible sound quality. You can also control the pedal via MIDI, and the pedal also has an expression pedal input. Now let's take a look at the layout and the controls of the pedal itself. On the top or front, we've got these 3 preset select switches, so these foot switches over here. So you can select or bypass 3 presets and also go up and down across the banks by pressing these 2 or these 2. When the light is green, the preset is unaltered. When the light is orange, the preset has been edited. And when the light is blank, the preset has been bypassed. And then on top of that, we've got the 6 main knobs that you can use to tweak your tone and tweak the preset. And on the left side here, we've got the parameter control. Turn that to scroll through the various more in-depth parameters and hold it to access the alternative parameters that are listed below the 5 main controls over here. So the main functions we've got here are gain, bass, mid, treble, and volume. And when you access the alternative options, you get the reverb's mix or amount, compressor threshold with auto makeup gain, noise gate threshold, as well as presence and depth. And if you scroll to the right with the parameter control, you can change the additional noise gate, compressor, and reverb settings. Change the frequencies of the tone stack, the position of the EQ, so preamp or post-amp. And if you have a VIR cabinet loaded up, you can change the mic types and the mic positions, etc. And on the top left, we've got the model knob. Press and turn this to browse through the tone models, or press it twice and turn it to the cab setting to choose your cabinet type, and press again to change your cab choice. And if you hold the model button, you get into the setup menu where you can change various settings like the MIDI channel, global volume, and stuff like that. I do recommend checking out the manual for more information on the menus that are inside there. And with the preset button over here to the right side of the display, you can scroll through the presets and also save your presets and rename them. On the back, we've got the input jack, left and right output jacks, a headphone output jack, MIDI in and outs, an expression pedal jack, the USB port, and the power jack. So in a nutshell, that's basically what this pedal is capable of. So it's a simple pedal, but it's highly effective and it also sounds awesome. To me personally, it really is a game changer. Not only does it sound super accurate and very close to my real amplifiers, it's also very compact. And again, it just sounds so damn close to my real amps. It's uncanny. I do want to talk to you guys about how I've incorporated this into my studio recording rig, but first let's take a listen to how this pedal sounds. Now I made a Tonex tone model of my ORNG Gym Root Terror, this little guy over here. It's a discontinued amplifier by ORNG, and it's the Jim Root signature model. Jim Root is, of course, the guitarist for Slipknot. And the sound of this amplifier can be yours too. I'll get to that in a minute. So I made a high gain Tonex tone model capture of this amplifier, and I'm going to do a dedicated video on my current setup soon. In short, I'm currently using my Helix rack as the audio interface set to 44.1 kilohertz, and I'm using that in conjunction with the excellent Tonex Capture Box, also by IK Multimedia. This thing is awesome and it really has changed my workflow for the better. It basically keeps the signal very clean and silent, which is great. So it's basically a sort of reamp box, very handy indeed. So in the Helix, I basically have a preset where the USB goes into the preset and then goes out back to the computer via USB as well. And there's an effects loop in that preset, and the send of that effects loop goes into the capture box, then into the amplifier, then into a reactive load, and then back into the return of the effects loop. So as always with my own captures, it's a direct capture of the amp head only, so you can change your IRs after the fact and stuff like that, which is what I prefer for my own workflow. Of course, you can also use something like one of the VIR cabinets, so you don't necessarily have to load your own IRs. First, just for fun, let's take a listen to a comparison of the tone model versus the real amplifier. And it will be a blind test, and let's see if you guys can hear which one is the real amplifier and which one is the tone model. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Now that sounds pretty close, right? Now let's check that same comparison, but this time with the isolated guitars, so just the guitars, and I will reveal the results as well. Here we go. Cool. So A was the real amplifier and B was the tone model capture in the Tonex pedal. It sounds really close, so cool. Now I've uploaded that tone model onto the ToneNet cloud so you can download it to try it for yourself. Just look for SDS ORG Jim Root and you should find it, but I'll also put a link in the description below. And of course, also be sure to let me know how that tone model sounds on your end. Let me know how you're enjoying it. Now I also want to talk to you a little bit about how I've set this pedal up into my own personal workflow, because everybody that's going to buy this pedal is going to use it in a different way. That's also what's so cool about this pedal. So in my case, for my recordings, I often use my Fractal Audio XFX3 as my audio interface, and I basically use that to record my DI tracks. Because the DI quality is simply great, and you can also load over 2,000 impulse responses on that. And let's face it, I am an IR junkie. I love using my OwnHammer impulse responses. And of course, the routing options and all the effects are great too, so it's a great recording device. However, the amp model technology in the XFX3, even though it sounds great and there are a lot of options, it never seems to come close to the sound of my real amplifiers, my own personal amplifiers. There always basically is a bit of a difference between the amp models in the Fractal and my own amps. But this pedal does that really well. So what I'm basically doing is replacing all the amp modeling in the Fractal with the Tonex pedal. And this still enables me to use all the routing options and the pre and post effects and the IRs and the axe effects, but then I can use the sounds of my actual amplifiers basically inside the box with this pedal. And it also gives me access to all my favorite OwnHammer impulse responses, of which I have thousands loaded into my Fractal. Now, of course, you can also load them into this pedal, no problem, but I like to be able to have access to thousands. So yeah, it sounds like my real amplifiers and it also feels amazing to play, so it doesn't really get better than that. So finally, I have a compact and digital recording solution that just sounds like my real amplifiers. It's crazy. I don't even have to hook up my amplifiers anymore to be able to play through those sounds. Now, of course, I'm going to still do that. I love my amplifiers and I'm never going to get rid of these, but it's a very convenient option to have. And hopefully it will also increase the lifespan of my amplifiers. And of course, what's also cool about that setup is that it allows me to record the DI tracks alongside the sounds that I'm playing through this pedal. So if a sound is not perfectly to my liking, I just can go into my DAW, take the DI tracks and then load the Tonex plugin on those tracks and then tweak the settings a little bit or change the IR, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very powerful setup indeed and I'm having such a great time. I'm even thinking about hooking this thing up via MIDI to my axe effects so that I can change the tone models when I'm changing the presets on the Fractal and stuff like that. It's a little bit complicated, but it's a lot of fun to set up for me personally. And so far I've made about 110 captures of about 26 of my amplifiers. It's taken a lot of time, but I'm having a blast. So I'm a huge fan of the Tonex platform and of this pedal as well. I think that IK Multimedia has done a tremendous job, not only with the software, but now also with this awesome pedal, this game-changing pedal, mark my words. So I'm absolutely a huge fan of this product and I think you guys are gonna love it as well. Now, especially for someone like me with all of these amplifiers, it's a very cool pedal to add to my tone roster and to my workflow. So yeah, what more can I say? I've said it a bunch of times in this video, but this pedal is awesome. It sounds great and it does a lot of cool things, so definitely check it out. For more information on this pedal, go to the IK Multimedia website. I'll put a link in the description as well. And also check out your local dealers for the pricing and stuff like that. I hope these will be available very soon so you guys can order them for yourselves. And also be sure to let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this Tonex pedal, because I'd love to know. And also if you've tried my Jim Root tone model, let me know what your thoughts are. That's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you found it useful. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. I hugely appreciate that. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers!